What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. I have a really special review for you today, and it's coming from Other Half, finally, from Brooklyn, New York, and they have quite a few other locations as well. So it is Green Caps Double Dry Hopped Imperial India Pale Ale, clocking in at 8.5%. So I finally got my hands on some Other Half. I actually have been trying for quite some time, and it just hasn't worked out. I could have gotten some beer mail, that just didn't work out. I actually was going to get a full shipment from Tavor, and they couldn't ship to Michigan. So all the last couple of years I've tried to get some Other Half beer, and it just has not worked in my favor. But today, finally, I'm going to be trying some Other Half beer for you guys. And I think it's pretty cool that I get to give my review of it, because I've had some of the best in Michigan, right? So I've had the Arvons, the Old Nations, the Batch, the Eastern Market, Ferndale Project, all those. There's so many others. That's just to name a few. So I think I can give you a pretty good Michigan perspective on, is it worth the hype? Because there is a ton of hype behind Other Half, and I'm really hoping that these do live up to the hype. So I've got about 5 different beers that I get to review for you guys. This is the first one I've chosen today. I thought I'd go for a nice big 8.5% burly hazy boy, we're hoping. So really want it to be good, and I really hope it is, guys. So this was canned on 5/13/25, and today, June 11th, I'm recording, so less than a month old, which I really like coming from Brooklyn, New York. The distributor is M4 for Michigan. Shout out to M4, shout out to Jason for getting this into my hands. It's really great that they're able to push this beer into Michigan distribution amongst so many others. So will it be worth it? I'm really hoping so, but I will start by saying this, and I'm going to note it with a little asterisk. These are very expensive. They're very, very expensive beers. The most expensive beers I think I've seen around. This 4-pack. This is gonna shock you guys a little bit. But again, quality and hard to get beers, distribution. Everybody's got to get a cut. Now, brace for this. Green Caps. This was $29.99 retail. That's what this is going to cost for a 4-pack. I hope you were sitting down when I told you that. So, disclaimer, it's a $30 4-pack. Before taxes, before the bottle deposit. So that's a huge disclaimer. So you guys, you can do what you want with that information. Good beer is really hard to come by, and it's hard to come by at a good price. So the one good thing about Michigan, we have it right here. It's not usually that expensive. So that is the big disclaimer. But by the way, I'm not going to put that as a bias. I'm just going to go for this. But that does hurt, seeing that $30 label. So the Other Half beers are all between like $22.99 and $30. So this being the upper echelon of the price point. So Green Caps. What else do we need to know about this? Let's see. It's a long intro. I'm new to this though, so give me a moment here to really look this over, because I have not had these beers before. What should I know? Let's see. Citra, Nelson Sauvin, Motueka, Anchovy. Yeah, those are the hops. Wow, they're using a lot. Anchovy, I feel like, has Hop Butcher used that? I feel like a couple other newer breweries with hazies have used anchovy, but let's get into this. Great can art, by the way. We always like the Other Half can art. They look great. As I poured it, it wasn't super viscous for being 8.5, but it does accumulate well into the glass. Looks really nice. It looks like your lighter, typical haze bomb. Not as much orange as maybe some others in the game, but definitely a nice bright yellow, a slight OJ complex to it. Nice a sudsy, foamy head kind of running down the side. Looks great. Let's get a nose. Whoa. Wow, there's a lot going on. There is so much going on in there. So first off, double dry hop behemoth. It's vegetal. It's green. It's kind of oniony. There's like chives and, man, what is that? Like chives, grass, and basil. Maybe even a little bit of lemongrass. It's very, wow. It's very herbally. Super herbally and herbaceous. Like green onions, just white onion. It's super oniony. But this like basil, lemongrass, pine mixture going on. Wow, there's a lot in there. A little bit of peach and lychee. There are so many different things to touch on. I get orange, peach, cantaloupe, like the mint basil thing, the herbal, it's like super herbally. Like that's just sticking in my head how herbally it is. It smells soft and creamy though. If I could tell you something smells creamy, this has a slight creamy herbaceous orange juice quality to it. A little bit of white grape. It's just like, it's super herbally where it's almost like that's taking over a lot of maybe some of the other fruity notes in here. Like it's more herbally than it is fruity, but I still get those big fruity notes in there. Peach lemon. Cantaloupe orange. Okay. That's a lot going on. Like the herbal quality that this has, very strong. I haven't smelled a herbally hazy like this in a while. So those are really strong notes in there, and I feel like there's a lot going on with complexities in there. Green caps, guys. Let's go. Cheers to other half. Cheers to M4. That's a huge intro. I'm sorry that this is a long video. It's my first time. Give me a break. Cheers. Great mouthfeel. Great creamy mouthfeel. Nice juicy quality. Nice balance. Finishes slightly dry and bitter compared to where it starts. Soft white grape. Soft peachy white grape. That's the big thing I'm getting fruit-wise. Peachy white grape. Lemongrass. Soft acidity. So there's an orange juice and a little like lime mojito herbal quality as well. So there's a lot going on in this beer, but I will say the soft creaminess that is translating over, I did see that coming from the nose. I've done very little research on other half beers. I'm being dead honest with you. I think they're known for being somewhat creamy and wonderfully put together in the mouthfeel. I think that this is really delivering. This reminds me of a softer Arvon beer, a little less bitterness. It reminds me of a more balanced M43 with more going on. It reminds me of a balanced Hop Butcher beer. So off first impressions, this is really, really good. And I think it's somewhere up there, either with all of those or a touch above. At 8.5%. Mouthfeel could be heavier and thicker, and it's not at 8.5. I'm not mad about it because it adds to the drinkability. Peachy cantaloupe white grape. The herbal quality still there, but it's settled on my palate. It's gone away a little bit. There's a little minty lime mojito, but that kind of just plays into the herbal vegetal quality of this. It's not super vegetal, super grassy, but that is starting to fade a little bit compared to where I started on the nose and then the first sip. So I will say extreme balance at 8.5%, not overly bitter, just properly bitter, and not super sweet where I can't go back and keep drinking it, because that is what matters with these beers is drinkability. The acidity's not too high. Again, the creamy, soft, slightly velvety, marshmallowy mouthfeel, really complementing all the fruit notes, adding to just insane drinkability. Again, very, very good here. Little grapefruit, little grape. I'm getting, again, this like white peachy grape note. Really, really candied peachy white grape. Kind of overtakes all the herbal notes in here. Again, there's a little bit of basil. There's a little bit of lemon mojito kind of vibe. Again, basil. Minty. Chivy a little bit, and that onion note kind of fading a little bit as the fruity notes creep up on me a little bit. It kind of ends up being a 50-50 good split between all those things. Really good. Really good beer. The balance is insane. The mouthfeel is insane. Top notch, world class on both of those spectrums. And I don't usually like to drink 8.5% dippas. This one's really good, guys. Like, mouthfeel better than Arvon. It's not as bitter as Arvon. It does seem slightly more complex and balanced than some of the Arvon offerings I've had, and I've rated those as extremely delicious. So, is the hype real here if you love hazies? I think so. I think green caps. But again, I was trying not to be biased. $30. $30 freaking dollars for a 4-pack. So you're going to pay like $7, $8 for the single, most likely. That's a tough ask. I'm just saying that's a tough ask. But if you're looking for quality, look no further. Green caps. other half. The incredible drinkability here. Great beer. I'm having no problem drinking it. Again, subtle white grape with peachiness, little lychee, little almost orange grapefruit. But the balance between juicy and bitter. I don't know that I've seen a better beer balance between juicy and bitter than this one. It's the perfect marriage between juicy and bitter. It's so good. It's so freaking good at 8.5%. It's one of the best 8.5% dippas I've had in a very, very, very long time. Maybe one of the best ever, potentially, just because of the balance and drinkability. And that's my fair and honest review right here for you guys. 10, 11 minutes in. I'm really sorry that it took so long, but I'm embracing this as my first other half beer, and I do think I'm not being biased, that this is fantastic world-class stuff. A little bit more lemon, lime, lemongrass, soft juiciness. It's fantastic. Yeah, there's like a little candied like melon note in there too, like some sort of like strawberry watermelon. It's really fantastic. Super complex. For as complex and as many hops have been put into this, super well put together. Balance and perfect marriage of all those flavors. World class. How do I rate it? It's really good. The softness, the mouthfeel, the everything. Does not drink hot. It's fantastic. I'm going, guys. This is where I'm going, and you might hate me. It's one of the most perfect 8.5ers I've seen in a long time. I'm going 4.85 on this because the drinkability, the creamy, velvety mouthfeel, the complexity that is so harmonious between all these flavors and all these hops. 4.85 out of 5 on the green caps, guys, if you love New England style. Other half just killed this one, so almost the perfect balance I've ever seen. That's what it is. That's my first other half beer. Thank you guys so much. I hope we can follow through here and have more awesome beers. That bar has been set pretty high. 4.85, guys. Other half green caps, thank you so much for being here. It's another episode of Poor Michigan Reviews. The hype's real.